Well, hello everyone. This is episode 2 of my Sith Inquisitor playthrough in Star Wars The Old Republic. And we're going to continue Elctha's journey. When we left off, we had just finished some tasks in the tomb of Ajunta Pal, and we were about to enter the Sith Academy. And I spotted some role players here outside of the Academy that I've been watching for a short while. Interesting. You know, some MMOs, the role-playing community is kind of hidden, usually hidden away in guild halls. Just hard to find. In my opinion, of all the games I've played, the community is most open and prevalent and noticeable in Star Wars The Old Republic. I'm really happy that just in episode 2 we come across a significant group of open RPers kind of doing their thing. I won't draw too much attention to them and their story. Give them privacy in a sense. Maybe that's not the right word. By one way of thinking about it is that by doing your RP just out in the open where everyone can hear it, makes it canon, gives it some legitimacy, and actually puts the characters on a stage, literally, for the RP. They could just as easily be talking in party chat and no one even knowing what they're doing, and their exchange of information would be the same. But it's hidden, and maybe it's a subconscious thing, but and I'm one of these people that like the fact that it's out there, it's open, it's on the stage. Like a little Shakespearean mini play on a busy street side in London centuries ago. It makes it more raw and real to me. But we can't linger on that. We've got to get to some tasks. We have to meet mean, angry Overseer Harkin. And here we go. Let's hope for the best. We can basically guarantee that he's going to be mean to us. I've noticed, I'll get into it later, I've noticed that particular group of role players has a few little idiosyncrasies that I'm going to pay attention to when I get into RP in this game. Everyone has their own opinion on the decorum and etiquette and how you should phrase everything, word it, when you should use emote, when you should use /say. So this is the layout of the Sith Academy. Got a cantina in the back and an upper floor. I believe across the way there's training rooms. And here is the elevator that leads up to where the Dark Council does their thing. I might explore this in more detail later, once we're looking for kind of some RP hangouts in the Sith Temple. Sometimes I turn off my sprint. Sprint increases movement speed by 35% while not in combat. There's no reason to never just use this 100% of the time. You get these weird white speed lines flying off your body. If your frame rate isn't great, it kind of note that it says only subscribers can gain rest experience in a rest area. That means if you log out in a cantina or other safe
I
place,
accept all forms of currency.
you will, when you come back in, you'll earn increased experience for a while. I'm absolutely not concerned with getting more XP because I can't sell that. Because by completing all the little odds and ends and quests that I'm going to do, I know for a fact that I will be over leveled on every planet I'm on. So far, I've saved up 653 credits.
Thank you for your patronage.
That's all I'm going to have to, to get everything I need to do. So I like to turn off sprint sometimes. Slightly more realistic, not sprinting animation, but hustling animation. And I feel like my frame rate is a little bit better to my eyes. Sometimes this stuff can make me dizzy. Alright, okay, here we go. It's time to face the music. I mean, as far as I know, I've accomplished my task, but hell. Oh gosh, here we go.
Ah, the last one. Always the latecomer. Now we can see what the hermit thinks of you, slime. Acolyte Corey.
Oh no.
Step forward, please.
Yes, Overseer.
You are a weak, pathetic rodent, and even a lunatic like Spindrel can see this. And that means...
Oh, Corey.
Meet our newcomer, Von Alt. This is real Sith strength, and he will tear you apart and crush your bones, slaves. Look on him. No connections left in the world, but pure Sith blood. This is Lord Zash's future apprentice, not filth like you.
Oh man. How do I respond without sounding mad? I could say I'm gonna kill him, but that doesn't really suit my character concept of being kind of unsure of oneself. I could say hello. Let's see what let's keep things moving does.
Congratulations on your new pet. Now give us the rest of the trial.
Step this way, slave. I want to speak to you privately. The rest of you get out of here. You know your trials. You too, Fawn. Spindrel awaits. Now, listen to me. Spindrel is a lunatic. His approval means nothing. You are filth, and you will die. Is that clear?
Okay.
As an unmuddied lake.
Good. Now, your second trial. Lord Zash has requested a special trial for you, which you will no doubt fail. Go to Inquisitor Zinn in the jails. He will fill you in on the details, and most likely hasten your demise.
So with my previous response, I was just like, yep, I understand. Basically dismissing his comment. Okay. This is a trick to send me to the jails.
Jails? He's not going to arrest me, is he?
I don't want to see you again until you're back from the jails. That's all.
Won't even answer. Oh, so that was intense. So here's Corey's. Look at her. Sorry. Oh, I forgot. To /Neil, I have to subscribe. That poor lady. That's very awkward. I'm not going to do that. So basically, we went to Spindrel, defeated some guys. He told us the Sith code. and apparently that was enough to get the approval. Corey went and did not receive his approval. So what went down, when she visited him? Did she not defeat all those people? I would assume that she would have died had she not been able to defeat him. So somehow she came away from that alive, but without his approval. And, of course, knowing Harkin would kill her. So basically, the main lesson Spindrill gave us, except for the Sith code, which is new to our character, is that weakness will get you killed. And from the player's intimate knowledge, Corey's the only one who's been nice to you. She was a softie from the beginning. You knew she wasn't going to make it. And that, the very one who just showed you some acceptance basically gave this girl a death sentence. And here we are, the survivor. So that's what it means to live in the world of the Sith. I'm thinking that sometime from now, when I do a Jedi Consular playthrough, I'm going to make basically the closest approximation to this NPC that I can, and imagine that somehow she escaped Korriban and ended up at the Jedi Temple instead, and got to continue there. I'm going to do that someday. Here we got, from our reward, a little bit of credits and some kind of article of clothing. Okay, I look a little bit more official now, I guess. Okay, bye, Corey. Sorry that happened to you. All right. Being sent to the jail is definitely not where we want to be. The jail in a Sith temple has got to be a bad place. Okay, an enormous man pacing back and forth. Aleph here. Ooh, he's on the rack. This isn't gonna go well.
Acolyte, you've arrived.
Oh, creepy.
And not a moment too soon. Harkin has given me very specific instructions. You were raised as a slave, but must discard those traits and learn to control others. And I have just the task for that end. Meet this drivelling excuse for an acolyte. He will be your victim.
Oh, that doesn't bode well. So he's another acolyte. My only experience thus far is a sort of kindredship with other acolytes, given what I just discussed about Corey. So the idea of one being a victim, that sounds messed up.
Victim? I don't much like the sound of that.
I personally prefer the word subject myself, but most people can only comprehend my work in crass terms. A short while ago, there was what we call an unauthorized murder here in the Academy. A rivalry among apprentices resulted in death. Interrogate him. Make him tell you who committed this crime at any cost.
I'll see what I can do, but I won't torture anyone.
Already you are a disappointment to me, Acolyte. But Harkin said nothing of torture being a requirement, so I will not restrict you.
So that was already a misstep right there.
Please, don't hurt me. I don't know anything.
Well...
It's okay, Aleph. I just want to talk.
Yeah, right. I know what you want, and I'll tell you right now, I don't know anything.
I'm your only way out, man.
I can't help you if you won't trust me.
Why should I trust you? You can't help me. You can't protect me. Even if I did know something, I'd be dead. Or worse.
Look, if you don't talk to me, the Inquisitor will bring someone else in. And they'll make you talk. I want to help you.
What? Why? I don't understand. Why don't you just torture me and get it over with?
There are better methods than torture.
They really did pull you out of the slave pens like the Inquisitor said, didn't they? You aren't like any Sith I've ever met. I'll tell you what I saw, but promise me that the murderer will get justice, that he won't come to kill me.
Well, I know I can't do anything about that, but
I'll do everything in my power.
there we go.
Strange as it sounds coming from another acolyte, I appreciate that. An apprentice named Esor Kayan. I saw him murder his victim outside the library on the second floor. Listen, his master's incredibly powerful. He won't let Kayan be punished. Kayan will kill me.
There's nothing I can do. Oh well, don't let it trouble you. Well,
You let me worry about that.
Thank you. I hope you know what you're doing.
well. Basically, no. That's not going to go over well. My method.
You don't have to tell me. I heard the name loud and clear, though I sorely wish I hadn't. Esor Kayan. Kayan's master is a Dark Council member. I'd be a fool to oppose him. But anyway, your trial here is done. I will send my commendations to Overseer Harkin. You may return to him now.
Oh. My instinct is to get the hell out of here as fast as I can to save my own hide, but it won't hurt to ask.
That acolyte is going to need protection.
Concern for matters that are not your business is a weakness that will get you killed. I suggest you eliminate this undesirable trait as quickly as possible and forget about this acolyte.
Okay.
I suppose you could be right.
Trust me, acolyte. I have far more experience with these things than you have. It has been most pleasant watching you work, acolyte. Truly, I wish you the best of luck in your remaining trials.
Okay, so that was, sorry, Aleph. That was a very clear message to us. Mind our own business. Or die. I'm sure Harkin won't really look favorably on how we did that. Here we go.
Well, well, well. I had been looking forward to cutting another one of you down, but it looks like I'll be spared the trouble. Unsurprisingly, Nylock has gone missing. Also, unsurprisingly, Fon has passed his first trial. It's only a matter of time before he tramples you all underfoot.
I'll tear you apart where you stand, slave.
Patience, Fon. An accident in the tombs is much more convincing. Now the lot of you know your next task. Go. I want to speak to Fon and our latecomer. Now, slave. Zin says you handled yourself expertly, and as much as I find this difficult to believe, Lord Zash is satisfied with his evaluation. Undoubtedly, Zin helped you in some way, but you will not have his help on the next trial. Both you and Fon will have trials of intellect, trials that test your ability to apply your understanding of the Force to solve problems.
You don't expect a slave to be a match for me in intellect. I've been trained under the greatest teachers.
Calm down, Fon. I certainly do not expect this slave to be a match for you. That's why you will have separate trials.
It's okay. I can handle anything Fon can handle.
You're only digging your own grave. Fawn, you will go to the library on the second floor of the Academy and translate the following texts for Lord Zash.
Yes, Overseer.
Slave, deep in the ancient, monster-infested tomb of Marka Ragnos, there is a holocron filled with dark secrets and encased in a great stone monument. No one has figured out how to release the holocron from its stone prison in over 1,000 years. You will bring this holocron to me, or you will die.
Well, okay.
A simple errand. Need anything else in the tomb while I'm down there?
You will bring back the holocron, or hope that the spirit of Marka Ragnos himself returns to end your miserable existence. Now go.
And I wonder what happened to Nylock. Okay, we're level 6, and I have a focus. That's an invisible offhand item. Gives us some stats. Here's another example of how the Sith work in their own backyard, in a tomb of one of the most important Sith ever, is an object that they know is valuable, and just for 1,000 years, no one's figured it out. I guess it's a big galaxy, so all their attention is in 1,000 places at once. So in their own backyard, looks like those role players have either concluded their RP or they're moving into the academy. Whenever you see a group of players walking, that's probably what's going on, is an RP. Some people like to call them scenes. A contained RP experience in an evening, often called a scene. Alright, let's see what this quest is. That's the Skyhopper transport area that I'm about to need.
Stand and account for yourself, Acolyte. Let's see what you're made of. I look at you, and I wonder, are you among the truly loyal, or do you hide treason in your heart?
I like this. You cannot answer him in a humble, submissive way. So the least, calling the question insulting is the least
Do you always
treasonous.
make a habit of accusing strangers of treachery and sedition?
You are no stranger to me. I know everyone in this academy, even its former slaves. Intelligence reports indicate this valley shelters traitors. Acolytes who seek to destroy our Emperor's carefully built order and replace it with their own weak-minded heresies.
They hide among the faithful and obedient. But make no mistake, they will destroy us all, given the chance.
We've watched as the traitors scuttle about this valley and plot against us. We know their faces and their names. It is the Emperor's will that the sands of Korriban be slaked with the blood of these traitors. Prove your allegiance by executing them.
Do they have to
Are
die?
you sure we shouldn't just arrest them? They could be shown the error of their ways.
Treason is a crime with only one punishment: death. If you lack the resolve to uphold the law, that will say much about you.
I'll give you the means to identify the traitors. Eliminate enough of them to prove your loyalty. Then return to Inquisitor Arzanan.
I'll be watching your progress with great interest. Go now. See that the Emperor's will be done.
Okay, that was another clear message. If I don't have the resolve to uphold the law, that says a lot about me. So that means do what you're told, do what's suggested of you. I'm going to scan this fellow. Oh, he's one of them. Now, how could he have possibly been of any threat? Oh, a platform. Oh, I'll go up there again. There's probably a chest at the end of it. Nope, he's not in the target database. And I come over back in time for this elevator. So our newbie character just does not understand how the Sith can possibly operate this way. Surely it's all just legend how they irrationally behave. No chest. But we're quickly learning that nope, it's all real. It's all legit. It is all legit, and we need to get in line, do what we're supposed to do, or we're gonna die. I'm gonna seethe up here, being forced to do all these things I don't want to do. Ugh. But we don't want to die. We don't want to die. Elctha has been whatever condition has rendered her so messed up like this. She's fought for her life for some time. So she doesn't want to die. Since she's a slave, or former slave as some people are calling it, she just has to do it. She has to fall in line. She has to do what she's told. And that means these terrible, evil things. And since she's not a born Sith, she's not psychologically, acclimated to this world. And the, just totally reckless, careless violence. That's probably foreign to her. She may have come from just a peaceful little small town. So this is all PTSD action here, what we're being forced to do. That was enough of them. But we know, due to our trajectory becoming a Sith Inquisitor, we're strong in the Force, specifically the dark side. So there must be some underlying negative, bitterness and anger that's going to be fueling our powers. So we may not ever come to like this kind of senseless violence, but we're going to do it.
I watched you deal with those traitors. Well done. That was an impressive display of loyalty. Take this reward as a token of the Emperor's favor, and wear this badge. It marks you as a defender of our empire.
Stay vigilant. Our enemies lurk where you least expect them.
Oh, some boots. The Emperor gave me boots.
At your service, my lord.
Oh. Okay, from what I know of this, the field research area, it used to not allow you to go directly there. It used to be you had to go to the lower wilds and then run over here. But I happen to know that there is a quest here in the lower wilds, so I'm gonna
route is confirmed.
go the old long way and look at this scenery as we go. Star destroyers just hanging out in the background. Down there is, towards there is the tomb of Marka Ragnos, so where we're gonna go. You see this light? observant people will see that there's a secret there. On this account, I probably already got that. But I...
squads that entered the tombs never came back.
We have our orders, Private. Ours is not to question, but to obey.
They say the tombs drive people who aren't force-sensitive insane. I've heard the other squads are still down there, howling mad and killing each other.
Those men didn't have proper protection. Lord Renning has assured me that these new stimulants will protect us from the tomb's effects.
That's what they said about the oral bands. And the implants.
That's a little NPC conversation between Imperial troopers there, foreshadowing what we're going to experience in the valley. Alright, what you got for me, man?
Hey, friend. If you're headed out by the Toccata, Lord Varrison is paying actual credits for bone marrow samples. Varrison's doing some sort of experiment for Lord Renning. The less details we know, the better, I'm sure.
See, he didn't have to tell me anything. He chose to just throw me a bone and let me know that. See, acolytes gotta watch out for each other. Toccata are interesting animals. I'm gonna run over here just because I've never ever set foot in this direction. There's probably nothing here. That guy's running around senselessly. In Guild Wars 2, I greatly enjoyed finding places to break the map. There's that secret I pointed out, but we can't access it until we go around this mesa. In Guild Wars 2, I loved breaking the map, finding little areas where the polygons kind of, were a little bit off, somewhere you could pass through them, and if you logged in and out, sometimes you would log in on the inside of the map, of the structure there, and basically burrow your way around through all these environments, sometimes getting deep enough that you get to what's basically an invisible ocean. And it has a surface just under the level of the map, and you can dive way down. But that surface of that below ground ocean touches different parts of the environment, and sometimes you can climb back up in it and get in interesting places. I have not been able to break any maps in SWTOR yet. I haven't had a lot of options to try. I've gotten stuck a lot in SWTOR. It's the collision detection is not particularly great, and it's unfortunately easy to get stuck. And your quick travel little device there, you have to be standing still to use it. So you can't just easily port out of it. Sometimes you have to, I think, do a /unstuck. Log in and log out and hope for the best. Alright, the science area. Alright. I'm going to pick up the quest that's here in the next episode. Before we end off, I'm going to peek down here, and yep, straight down there, lining up, that is the tomb of Marker Ragnos, another very important Sith in the Legends lore. But let's see what happens. Our character's learning to become a Sith, and it's not pleasant. It is not pleasant. But until next time, take care, and I hope you will enjoy seeing more of Elctha's playthrough here. So, Until next time, goodbye.